Hi crochet friends, it's Chris of Light and Joy Designs. How are you today? If you're joining us today on the live stream, please say hi in the comments and I will say hi back, and maybe let us know where you're crocheting today. And if you're joining us in the recorded version, please also say hi in the comments and let me know where you're coming from and what you think of all the topics we go over today. Today I'm going to show you some crochet exercises to get rid of the pain that can come from repetitive uses of our arms and wrists and fingers and stuff with crochet. Then I'm also going to share with you one thing I learned this week. I'm going to show you a yarn haul that I got from hobbii.com, HOBBII.com. They're over in Europe, and I got some really great yarn from them. So I want to share that with you. And I'm going to share with you a surprising use for one of my patterns. And to start off today, I'm just going to tell you what I'm wearing. This is the Sweet November shawl in Tunisian crochet. It's a mesh shawl, and it's version number 2. I also made this shawl a slightly different version of a mesh in Tunisian, version 1, and both of those are here on my YouTube channel, and I will have links in the description below so that if you want to jump over to those and check it out and maybe make one for yourself, you can do that. I have mine laced up with a simple single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, all the way down the edge of this shawl. So I'm wearing it like a poncho. That's a nice little trick if you have shawls and you don't like them falling off of you. So even if you're a beginner, I would say give it a shot, because I explain everything completely step by step how to do it, even if you're a beginner. So the next thing I wanted to show you is for those of you who may have children or kids at heart in your household, it's getting to be that time of year where we're spending a little bit more time indoors. And I have a son who's very active, and when he sees my crochet, he's got a very playful nature. So one day, when he saw my these round trivets, he decided to use them as frisbees in the house. And wow, that was like such a cool idea. So I wanted to, let me see if I can demonstrate it to you. Basically, it's like a really cool indoor toy, and you just, throw it like a frisbee, and it literally just sails like a frisbee through the air. And it's a nice little indoor toy for little kids, because nobody's going to get hurt with them. It's great for practicing catching, and you can use them indoor or outdoor. The two patterns I have here, this one is called the Lucky Sevens Trivet, and this pattern is on my website and on Ravelry, and I'll have a link to that in the description below. And I believe I have yes, I do. I have a tutorial on this as well on YouTube. And then this one is the lovely Mandala Trivet, and this one is also, I have the pattern and the YouTube tutorial, and even though it looks very complex, it's actually very easy to make. So I'll have the links in the description below once the recorded version comes up, and you can check that out. So let me show you the yarn haul that I got. This yarn is called Winter Glow, and it's from hobbii.com. Let me show you the label here. That might be showing as backwards for you. If it is, sorry about that. There's some really cool things about this yarn. It is a kind of a thinner worsted weight yarn. They recommend 5mm hooks for it, hooks, or if you're a knitter, 5mm needles. It is this really beautiful color changing yarn, and it's somewhat of a variegated. I would say it's very similar to the Roll With It melange from Red Heart, and there's also another yarn, and I'll have that in the description below too, also from Hobby, that's very similar. But what's different about this one is it is 51% wool, so it's going to be nice and warm, and the colors are to die for. I'm going to show them all to you, the ones that I got. I didn't get all of them, I got a lot of them. And they are on sale right now, as of the time I'm recording this. And on their labels they only have numbers. So this one here, this blue one, is color 11, and as you can see, it's blues and purples, lavenders, kind of turquoise. Very, very pretty. Another one in the blue family is, this one is number 20, and this one has some blues, navy blue, purple, almost like a cranberry purple, and touch of turquoise in there, and then some bright royal blue in there too. Really pretty. That's number 20. Okay, so then in the orange family we have this light one. This is number 1. And as you can see, there's, and I would say these are pretty true to the colors that they show on their website. You know, sometimes you don't know until you get peachy orange color here, yellows, and kind of like greenish yellows. There's even some bits of blue in there, and some grays, and you know, really complex. And so it's, I think this is going to, I already have something in mind what I want to do with these yarns. So that's number 1. This one is also kind of in the orangey family. This is number 18. And you can see you have a lot of oranges, kind of burnt orange colors. And you know, there's even some pinks in there, and deeper, you know, pinky orange, and some kind of mauvey purples in here as well. The next two I'm going to show you, I would call them kind of the in the fall family, and which is perfect for this time of year, for projects for this time of year. I think these would make great ones to use for like shawls or cowls for the fall. This one is number 2. And you can see all the colors in there. Some green and blue and purple, pink and orange. Quite complex. This one here, also I would call it in the fall family, is number 6. And this one is, if we compare it against number 18, it's similar, but it's more in the rosier, in the redder color, in the more reds, and even some kind of bluish purples in there. So those two, well actually those 3 are kind of like fall family colors. So we've got number 2, number 6, and number 18. So you can see the differences in those. There we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So this next one is in the red family, and this is number 19. And you can see it's got a lot more, it's kind of like a strawberry, a lot of, you know, strawberry hues and some purples and things like that. Let me show it to you next to the number 6. So you can see this one is a little bit more fall-like. It's got a little bit more of oranges and orange colors in there. And this one is more like strawberry colors. All right, and then I showed you the blue one, number 11. And now I have 2 green ones here to show you. The first one is number 24, and this is like a light green. We've got lots of shades of light green in this one. That's number 24. And then this one is brighter colors. This is 23. And in this one we have some brighter greens along with some lighter greens together, mixed in together. Really stunning. I think that, you know, a lot of these yarns will be interesting and fun to work together. This is number 19, that strawberry one, and 23. I think they might be kind of cool, complementary colors, red and green. So that's those yarns are called, again, Winter Glow by hobbii.com, HOBBII.com, and I'll have a link in the description below. And I was thinking I would show you just a little bit of me crocheting with it so that you can see what it looks like, what it feels like. It is a little bit of a roving yarn, and which means that the yarn goes slightly thicker and thinner. I've worked up a little tiny little swatch here. I'm just pulling out some yarn. And I'll show you here. I worked it up with a 5.5 millimeter. I've just got some single crochets, half double, double, and then single again. This is with that strawberry color. And it's very nice to work with. So I'm gonna rotate the camera down so that you can see me working with that yarn. So I'm just gonna bring this down. And bring you over a little closer so that you can see. So here I was just working a row of single crochets. Let's just finish that one. And I'm just going to work a row of double crochets so you can kind of get a feel for that. Bring this light a little closer, like brighten it up a bit. So you can see this is a 5.5 millimeter hook. The yarn is thin. It's definitely thinner than than say the average worsted weight yarn. So it might even be bordering on a number 3 yarn, but I think it is a worsted weight. So I'm going to do some double crochets here. And again, I am crocheting with a 5.5 millimeter, which is a little, just one size up bigger than they recommend. It's really very easy to crochet with. It feels good. It feels, it's a yarn that's not stranded, so it's not going to unravel on you like some acrylic yarns. Like, say for instance, Red Heart Super Saver. And it is wool, so let's see what it's like when we pull it out. I have a feeling it might catch a little bit when you're pulling it out, but let's just see. No, it's actually not that bad. So it's very comfortable to crochet with. We could try doing a row of Tunisian to see what that feels like. Just pulling up some loops here. This would be a great yarn to do a Tunisian project in, because you're going to, Tunisian is great with these kind of color changing or variegated yarns, because you really get to see the complexity of the colors with the complexity of the Tunisian stitches. I'm sure it's going to be very satisfying to just working a second row of Tunisian simple stitch here. And I'm going to have to figure out a better way to do this, I suppose, in the future, so that you guys are seeing it properly. I don't know if you're seeing this upside down. If you are, I apologize. And I'm just working my return pass. And here the yarn's getting a little thinner here. So it starts out thin, and the roving part of this yarn definitely can get a little thin towards like a number 3 weight yarn. So you might even want to crochet with a 4mm hook or 4.5, depending on what you're trying to do. But I absolutely am dying to work with this. I cannot wait to make something with this. So stay tuned. You'll see something in this soon. All right, so let's come back up and let me show you the exercises for eliminating pain. Now, I had never gotten any pain from crocheting up until last spring, and I started to get something like a tennis elbow, and I wasn't crocheting very much this summer. I was busy with a lot of other things, and I thought it would just go away, and it didn't. So I thought, okay, let me try some exercises, and I did, and it has nearly gone away altogether. So what I want to do is I want to go over with you exercises that will take you from your fingertips all the way up the arm, up through these muscles here, your neck, your jaw, and your eyes, and even our scalp, because it's all connected. Remember that song from when you're kids, like the knee bone's connected to the thigh bone? So everything is connected, and when you have a problem in one area, strengthening all the areas and can be really beneficial. And also sometimes, we might be, we think we're just working with our hands, but as you're working with your hands, you're working with your elbow, your shoulder is here, is involved, these muscles, your jaw, like everything. As you're crocheting, especially if you're trying to crochet fast, everything can get really tight, and you can get problems in any of these areas, including your eyesight can get really strained too, from the tension, and it can show up in any of those areas. So it's good to work out and relax all of those areas. So I'm just going to show you a really quick routine that you can go through. You can do this whatever amount of times that you like to help you. It's pretty simple. We're gonna start with the fingers and work our way all the way up to the scalp. So for the fingers, what we're gonna do is we're just going to do these exercises where we make a fist and then we lift up our fingers. And really, really try to stretch them back and stretch them out and then contract them. Okay. Then we're going to do a couple of different things for the wrist. We're going to come back, forward, back, forward, like this. Then we're going to do some wrist circles. And if you want, you can get the fingers involved too. We do a lot of this in belly dancing. Okay. And then we're going to do something for our elbows. What we're going to do for this is we're just going to bring your fists in towards your chest like this with your elbows out, and you're going to come out, lift them up, and kind of come out to the side. So in, down and out, up and out, down and out, up and out. And if you want, when you get used to doing this, you can kind of add the wrists in as you're doing that too. So you can kind of do it all at the same time. Okay, so that's for the elbows. Then for the shoulders, what I like to do is I take one arm and pull it across and get a nice stretch in the shoulder. This also kind of stretches your back a little bit too. And then I like to take it and come up and all the way around. Whew, that feels good. And then back the other way. And you can do some circles with your shoulder. And then do it on the other side. Pull your arm across you, and then up and around, up and around, and then the other way, up and around, up and around. You can do some pulling the shoulders back, pulling the shoulders forward. And now for the chest, take your hands and just pull them behind you and just grab a hold of them. And if you can't grab your hands, you could take like a dish towel behind you and just hold on to the dish towel, and then just stretch out your chest by pulling your arms back. Oh, and that feels good because we spend a lot of time kind of hunched over with our crochet. So let's get that stretched out to our chest. Okay. The next thing is these muscles here. And these muscles can get really tight. So for this area here, what we're going to do is we're just going to start with a little self-massage on these muscles. And I'm just digging in there. Oh, that feels so good. And then do the other side. Okay, so next comes our neck. And with the neck, the best thing to do is start really small and really slow. So we're just going to kind of just begin by moving your head side to side a little bit. Nothing crazy. Just, you know, if you feel any sharp pain, then you've gone too far. And then do a little bit of forward and back. And when you do these forward and back, side to side, imagine that there's a little string pulling your head straight up to the sky, so that you're keeping your neck, keeping your head elevated as you go back and forward and side to side, so that you're not like kind of collapsing, okay, and crunching those vertebrae. You want to keep everything kind of elongated. And of course, another good thing to do is, if your neck is, you know, bothering you, is you could try like bending over with either a chair or, you know, kind of the touching your toes thing. You can hold on to a chair if your balance is not good, and just let your head hang, you know, and you could even do it sitting down, lean over and just let your head hang down towards the ground. And that's just going to, as we spend all day, gravity's kind of pulling our head down. By going upside down with your head, it will kind of loosen up that tension from gravity. So once you get your neck kind of warmed up, begin to just go around in very, very, very slow circles, so that you're just really gently massaging your neck by just stretching around very slowly. It should feel good. It shouldn't hurt. If it hurts, don't go that far. Just go nice and slow. Boy, when you do that, you'll notice that all of a sudden you'll want to take a nice big sigh. Feels so good. And then after you've done it in one direction for a while, go back in the other direction. Take a nice deep breath. You can do this whole routine in about, 5 or 10 minutes. Do it as often as you like. I even do some of these arm exercises when I am walking down, when I go for my walk each day. Okay, so that's the neck. The next thing is the jaw. And to get rid of the tension in our jaw, we're just going to massage this muscle on the side and stretch out. Big smile. And then big smile. You can stretch your arms too. Okay. Now for our eyes. This is really fun. You're going to take your palms. This is called palming, and this is a great way to rest your eyes when they have eye strain at any time. So you rub your hands together, get them warm, and you're going to place your palm over your eye, over the bones. Okay, you're not going to hold it really tight. It's not going to be so much touching the eyes, just kind of gently, gently resting. Your fingers are going to be just very gently resting on your head. And you want to just focus on, your eyelids are closed, and you just want to focus on imagining your eyes relax, just seeing the black of having your eyes covered. And you can hold this as long as you'd like. If it's hard to hold your arms up, you could do this at a table and rest your elbows on the table. And boy, when you take that off, especially if you hold it for, a few minutes, it's so rejuvenating for the eyes. Okay, so then the last one is a scalp massage. And I learned this in an energy medicine class. This is really cool. You're just going to take your fingers. You're going to start right above your eyebrows. You're going to kind of hold your hands like a little bit like a claw. You're going to put them on the center of your forehead, and you're just going to massage out your forehead like this. You're going to kind of gently dig in, not with your fingernails, but just with your fingers, and pull apart. And then you're just going to do that all the way. You're going to work your way back around your whole scalp. And as you're doing this, you can just imagine that any stress that you don't need to hold on to is just, you're opening up your head, letting the stress from the day escape up into the sky. You just do this all the way. Keep going all the way on the back of your head. Keep going all the way, even down the neck. And this, believe me, this feels so good. Oh. And then finally, when you get to the neck, you're going to take your hands and you're going to pull down. You're going to pull down like that. And you can do it on the opposite side too. Sometimes it's easier. I'm going to just pull down. And that is an incredible massage that you can give to yourself. Okay, and then you'll be ready to crochet again. So, that is the Crochet Exercises to Eliminate Pain program, or what would we call that? Sequence. So I just wanted to share one last thing with you, and that is something that I learned this week, which is that, let me just raise this up a little. What I learned this week is that if there's something that you're changing in your life, some new habit that you want to change, you start a new program, maybe it's a diet or an exercise program, or maybe you decide you're going to meditate for 10 minutes every day, or whatever it is, there's a lot of power in sticking with something for at least 30 days. So a lot of times we'll try a new program or something, and we're doing it for maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 days or something, and you just you're like, I don't know if this is really doing anything. I don't know if this is really improving my life. And you'll kind of let it go. But the power really comes in doing it for a full month. So if there's something that you're working on, stick with it for 30 days and then evaluate it and see, give it a fair chance to give you the rewards. So if you've learned anything this week, why don't you share that with us in the comments below? I'd love to hear what you learned this week. And you may be noticing also behind me here, this is the mandala wall hanging. And this pattern is also on my YouTube and my blog. I'll have a link to that. And so is the this one here. This is the seafoam trivet. I have this. I have mine here as a wall decoration. And then this is some of my mom's art. She's amazing. These are like inspired by Van Gogh, but she does all kinds of art like seascapes and cityscapes, and she's amazing. So I'll have a link to her website down below as well. So thank you so much for joining me today, and please do say hi in the comments below. Please do give this a thumbs up. Please do subscribe, and we will be, check out this week's pattern. Also subscribe at my blog because I have an email list so that you won't miss any alerts for any of these free patterns that I have weekly. And sometimes I have giveaways and yarn reviews, so sign up there as well. And let me show you one last thing. This is the sneak peek of what's coming up this week. This is a new type of crochet that I'm pretty sure you probably have never seen this before unless you live in Scandinavia. And even then you may not have seen it. And this is the pattern that's going to be coming out this week. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss this. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.